back to the Mind Dream Investment Adventure. I'm Steve Rozenberg, and I'm the head of investor education for Mind Property Management. We are following along Joe Roberts, who won $20,000 to purchase his first out-of-state investment property. We are going to follow Joe along for the next 2 to 3 months to actually nail down how to find a city, look at the data, form the team, actually buy the property, get it rented out, all from never leaving where he lives. Joe has never been to Atlanta. Atlanta is the city that we picked. And now we're going to do a deep dive. We're going to figure out what is the team that Joe found? What is the property management company telling him as far as what cities he should look into? And let's find out where we're at, what we're doing, and let's get Joe a deal. So before we hop on with Joe and find out where he's at, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the Bigger Pockets YouTube channel so that you can get this and much more information delivered to you as soon as it drops. Without further ado, let's talk to Joe and let's see what he's got. All right, Joe, what is going on, my man? Hope you're doing well. I'm curious to hear how the homework went and all the processes that you went through in between.
Hey, Steve. Yeah, it's going great. Homework was good. I'm realizing that it's easier to find experts than to become an expert. So this has been eye-opening, and I actually really enjoyed this. So I've got the property management team, and I got an agent in place.
Nice. Well, what information are they telling you, and what do you got to report back?
Yeah, so Mind Property Management, they've been awesome. They're definitely experts in this market. So they've been really helping me narrow down neighborhoods, combined with sort of the analysis from my agent. So I did what you asked. I hopped on the Bigger Pockets forums, and I probably read through like 100 forum posts. And what I realized is that you saw the same sort of people writing over and over again. And so I reached out to some of these people that were obviously experts in the Atlanta market, a couple of them who were agents. And I really hit it off with one of them, Nick Fitzpatrick, and he's a rock star. He's an investor himself, which I really like, and he's worked with out-of-state clients before. And so he's really helping, combined with mine, to really let me hone in on a neighborhood. Initially, he was sort of looking in the city itself for some properties that had really good appreciation, but we just couldn't make the cash flow numbers work. And once I would bounce those properties off of Mind, they sort of told me that those were probably some neighborhoods that were better to stay clear of in terms of rentals. So then we started looking outside the city after that, into the suburbs a little bit.
Okay, great. And one thing, I had a feeling that if you started going in the forums and doing some research, what you're going to find is that success leaves clues. And so you'll find the successful people, their names were going to keep bubbling up, is what I assumed. And instead of somebody telling you or somebody trying to sell you on an idea, you actually found out on your own, which is great because now you've earned the trust. And it's not just you saying it, there's a lot of people saying it. So I'm good. I'm glad to hear that went that way. Now, what determined what outside city market you were going to go to?
Yeah, so I sort of asked for both sides to give me some input. So I asked Nick, I was like, hey, find me some markets with a base level of appreciation of at least 6%. And then I asked Jesse Porter, who's sort of been my link over at Mind, to find me some areas that would meet that goal of cash flowing, within my budget, cash flowing $200,000. And so then it was sort of like the Venn diagram where those two places met up were a few different neighborhoods, both on the west and on the east side. And then just to sort of narrow it down, because it is so huge, we decided to look out west towards like Douglasville, Lithia Springs. It's a real easy commute into Atlanta. And it's got some nice appreciation and some really good cash flow. And so everybody, sort of the whole team was happy with that choice.
And when you talked to the team and you met them, did you have the conversation of where you're going, what your strategy is, so that they kind of know how to help you best?
Then that was the great thing about Nick too, is that as an investor, as a avid Bigger Pockets forum poster, he's very aware of what BRRRR is. He's done it himself. He has contractors that he's used. Yeah, that was a super easy conversation to have with them. And then on the Mind side, what was nice is that Mind has sort of a contracting arm. So they regularly get houses that get renovated and then turned over to the property management team. So everybody is used to this, which is nice. So I'm not the one explaining about how this whole process should look. Like I said, turn it over to the experts.
Yeah, you said something in the beginning, which I think is important for you and anyone watching to understand, is that you don't need to become the expert, you hire the expert. And that's very, very vital, especially when you're going into a new town and a new market, because you don't know the nuances of a city and you could blindly purchase something that now is a mistake and a problem. And that's why you want to rely on the experts, and you want different entities talking to each other so that it's not one side that has a specific reason and not another. So I think that's smart. I think you did the right thing by doing that. What is the next steps now?
So Nick's going to start bringing me houses that fit my criteria, and he's actually already started. So I've already got some properties, but I'm not ready to take them to you yet. But what I'm going to do is he'll bring me houses, and then we're also going to shoot them over to Mind, and Mind will run like a rental analysis on it and let me know what I can expect for rents, within that, down to like the street on that street. And so I can get a really good idea once I run it through the Bigger Pockets calculator, if it'll cash flow.
One of the things I would recommend is, as you're doing this, you want to set up parameters, meaning non-negotiables, meaning if the average days on market are 23 days and something is 45 days, that may be an outlier that's a non-negotiable for you. So definitely come up with some parameters that you're willing to accept and ones that you are not willing to accept, so that you can push out the ones that do not fit the criteria. Because again, you want to make sure, since you don't know the market, you've got to rely on the numbers and on the data that they're giving you. And it's your job to make sure that it aligns with your strategy and the goal, because they may not have a clear picture of what you really want to have happen.
No, that's a good point. I think I'm learning the lesson to listen to the numbers. I am curious though, what would you say are like the big three that you think I should really nail down in terms of parameters to look at? Are you talking cash on cash return or what?
Well, I would start with something simple. For example, what is the purchase price? What is the rent amount? So what is the cash on cash return and your ROI that you are willing to accept, and what are you not willing to accept?
Okay.
So if they bring you a deal that has a 10% return, but your non-negotiable is 15%, then that is not something that you're willing to accept. So you either have to change your strategy, or you have to accept the fact that you're not going to accept that deal. So you have to come up with some parameters that are non-negotiables that you are not willing to accept, that doesn't fit in your realm. The other thing is, you may be in a neighborhood that maybe has 25 days on market when a property is vacant, but maybe this property has been on the market statistically for 55 days. That may be another parameter that you're not willing to accept, because you haven't factored in that type of vacancy time frame. So again, I would look at purchase price. I would look at the cash flow. I would also look at maybe how much of a make-ready rehab are you willing to put in? And then what would the ARV, the after repair value, be of that property? So you may want to get a certain percentage. I recommend you do things in percentages. So you may say you want to get a 20% bump in forced appreciation from doing something to the property, or whatever your number is. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure that those are hard. I recommend that you put them on a spreadsheet, so that when you get the property, you plug the numbers in. And now again, it's either yes or it's a no. It's not a maybe. I think maybes are where people get in trouble. Especially, the reason this is so important is you're not going to be able to be there to actually see the property yourself. You're relying on pictures, video, and someone else's perception. And it's up to you to put those goalposts in and stay within the lines.
All right. I will absolutely do that. And next time we talk, I will have some deals for us to look at.
I got to say, I really like where this is going. I like the momentum. I love the fact that you're taking action, because I think you're starting to realize that's all this is taking continual steps forward. Next thing I want to do is we got to start finding some deals, and then we got to start making some offers. So we need to start looking at some properties. So I think you want to get Nick involved. You can also go on BiggerPockets.com, go to the marketplace, and you can start finding deals there, and you can send them to Nick for him to help you analyze. Use the team as much as possible. Don't try to be the person that does it himself. This is the concept of investing successfully, is using that team concept. So you've got a great resource at Bigger Pockets. You've got the people at Mind Property Management. They're going to help you to give you advice. They're the third party, non-biased opinion, because they're going to be the ones that are handling it after you close on the property. So that's why you want to get everyone's opinion in the conversation so that you can make an ultimate smart decision when you're purchasing it. So your homework is, I want you to come back with some deals. Let's put them through the ringer. Let's do an analysis on them. And then we can make a decision as to which ones we're going to put some offers in. And then let's get going.
All right. Sounds good, Steve. I'm looking forward to it. I'll have some deals for you next week.
I look forward to talking to you. Have a good week, man. Keep up the good work. I'm proud of you, man. Let's keep this going. You are going to have a house before you know it. And you're going to be one of those people that says, it's really not that hard if you follow the process. So do the homework, man. We'll talk next week. Let's get this thing going.
Sounds good. Talk to you later, Steve.
All right, man. Bye-bye. All right, everyone. Obviously, as you can tell, Joe is just crushing it. He's taking action. He's getting it done. And he's realizing it's really not that scary. This is something you can do. Anyone can do this as long as you follow the process. Joe is formulating the team. He's coming up with the plan. Before he even looks at a deal, he's making sure that he's getting the right people set up to give him the right advice. And he can then make the ultimate decision based on facts and figures and not on emotions. And that's really what you want to do, especially if you're doing something like this, that you're investing out of state. It's not that complicated, but there is a recipe that you have to follow. Part of that process is using a successful property management company, because they are the backbone that's going to help you be successful. Mind Property Management is there. We're helping Joe. We're going to make sure that he has a great experience, not only after the acquisition, but for many months and years to come with building this wealth in another state. If you want to talk to anyone at Mind Property Management, go to our website at mind.co. That's MYND.co. There you can get all the information you want. Any of the markets we invest in, we can help you just like we're helping Joe. Next thing we want to do is talk to Joe next week. He's going to have some deals for us. We're going to analyze these deals and we're going to start throwing out some offers. For those of you that are interested, go to biggerpockets.com/marketplace. You can find deals in your city and you can do just like Joe's doing. I look forward to you following along the journey with Joe and everyone else, and let's see where this goes together. So please make sure that you like, you comment, and you subscribe to the Bigger Pockets YouTube channel. On behalf of Mind Property Management and BiggerPockets.com, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next week, and we'll continue on the journey with Joe. We'll see you then.